Hey everyone, I'm Lugo, and if you've ever dreamed of turning your passion for design into a career, you're in the right place. On this channel, I'll show you how to master architectural and vehicle modeling from scratch, taking you from beginner to pro level. Imagine creating stunning 3D models that could land you freelance gigs or even your dream job. Ready to level up your skills and unlock new opportunities? Let's dive in. Hey there, friends. How's it going? I hope you're all doing awesome. Welcome back to another episode of this series where we're building a complete house from scratch in Blender, then bringing to life with stunning, realistic renders in D5 Render. Today, we're focusing on something that might seem simple but is absolutely crucial for giving our project personality: doors. But before we dive in, let me share something interesting. Did you know that 60% of a video's success on YouTube isn't just about the content itself, but how you present it? That's why today, along with teaching you how to model this modern door with its handles, we're also going to talk about how to make sure this video reaches as many people as possible. Because we're not just here to learn, right? We want our channel to grow so more and more people can enjoy these tutorials. So, we'll break this session into 3 key parts. First, we'll talk about why this door will be our base model for the entire house. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of modeling and UV mapping, which is critical for making materials look great in D5 Render. And finally, we'll cover how to fit it perfectly into the openings we left in the walls, because those little adjustments are what separate an amateur model from a professional one. Now, before we go further, I want to ask you something. Have you ever modeled doors in Blender before? Have you ever applied materials in D5 Render and they didn't turn out the way you expected? If so, stick around, because today we're fixing that exact problem. One, why create a base door model? Look, when we're modeling an entire house, there are elements that repeat over and over: doors, windows, basic furniture. If we model every single door from scratch, not only would we waste a ton of time, but we'd also risk inconsistencies between them. Imagine having a bathroom door with a completely different style than the bedroom door. Visual chaos, right? That's why it's best to create a base door model that we can duplicate and tweak as needed. Today, we'll design a modern door with clean lines and a slim profile, one that fits seamlessly into different spaces in our house. But here's the thing, it's not just about modeling it and calling it a day. We need to think about how it'll work with the PBR materials we'll apply later in D5 Render. Two, the secret lies in UV mapping. This is where a lot of people mess up. Ever applied a wood material to a door, only to see it look stretched or pixelated in the render. That happens because of poor UV mapping. UV mapping is like unfolding our 3D model into 2D so textures apply correctly. Here's a trick I always use. Before adding any details, set up the basic UV seams. That way, when you add panels, handles, and other elements, you'll already have an organized foundation. This is especially important for doors because they often have wood or metal textures that need to look realistic. Three, step-by-step modeling. Let's start with a reference image. I always recommend using real-life door photos as a guide. Today, we'll make an interior door with a smooth central panel and a slim frame. First, create a cube and scale it to standard door dimensions, around 2.10 m tall times 0.90 m wide times 0.04 m thick. Then, use the bevel modifier to add a slight edge to the corners so they don't look too sharp. For the central panel, we'll use an inset on the front face. This gives us that subtle recess you see in most modern doors. See how it's already taking shape? Handles are another key part. Don't overcomplicate them. Since they'll appear small in the final render, simple geometry with a good metallic material in D5 render will do the trick. Four, fitting the door into the openings. This is a step many overlook. When we modeled the walls, we left gaps for doors, but they're rarely perfect on the first try. We need to check. The door frame fits without visible gaps. The door doesn't clip into the floor or ceiling. Normals are facing the right way to avoid lighting issues. If you spot any mistakes, use edit mode to tweak the vertices. Pro tip: enable clipping in the mirror modifier so adjustments stay symmetrical. Five, prepping for D5 render. Before exporting, make sure to apply all transformations, Ctrl+A. Name objects clearly, e.g. main_door, metal_handle. Double check that UVs are clean. In D5 render, you'll apply PBR materials like wood or paint, and you'll see how all that UV work pays off. Six, what's next? In the next video, we're tackling the heart of the home, the kitchen. We'll model cabinets, appliances, and all those little details that make a kitchen feel cozy and real. But before I go, I'd love to hear from you. What kind of doors do you prefer in your designs? Super modern and minimalist, or something more classic with details? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love reading them. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss future episodes. Catch you next time, friends.